We are here again in the Coaches Next Door, the podcast. And today we have a special guest, and a special guest for many and different reasons. Is someone that works in a very dear for me field because I did it for many years. So I respect a lot the work that they do. But also because it's someone that is working for so many years in this field that has something that sometimes we lose the track. That is this sense of what is really happening. Because experience brings that. Experience brings context and perspective. And the topic that we are going to approach today is work, employment, recruitment. So very, let's say, on fire discussions at this moment about this real topic because the market is facing some new trends. And that's also what we are going to explore. What are those trends? And if they are really so different that we had before. So welcome to this conversation. And I will like you to introduce yourself. I always allow people to say what they want to say about themselves. So your time.
Here we go. Hello, I'm Marjan, Marjan Stoit. I live in Utrecht. I work already over 26 years with Undutchables Recruitment Agency. We exist this year 30 years. So I'm very honored to be for so long with Undutchables for so many years. And how is that possible, you would say? Well, it's first of all, it's a nice company. And we take care of multilinguals, internationals who are looking for a job in the Netherlands in office-related roles. So recruitment in that sense, all the products that are available on the market. And there's so much to learn every year.
Yeah.
Like you were saying already, Ligia, it's ongoing process about the flex law, about the work permit situations, about labor law. Is it a client market? Is it a candidate market? So I never get bored, and I'm a commercial manager at the moment, taking care of the Amsterdam Utrecht region, and my colleague Emmanuel is taking care of the Amsterdam and The Hague and the Eindhoven region, southern region.
Yeah.
So together we are a lot in contact with clients who are looking for multilingual candidates.
Yeah. And your name says it all, right? So you are really looking for international talent.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Multilingual talent.
Yeah. And how that goes, because you have this 26 years of experience, and I'm pretty sure you already saw a lot about this immigrants and people coming and expats and all these things. So what can you give us a little bit on the story of the of this process? How do you see this?
Yes, first of all, when Undutchables started, it started because the multilingual recruitment was already in England. Judith van der Klundert, one of the people who started Undutchables together with Ilse Visser, saw this in England, and they thought, well, multilingual recruitment is not available in the Netherlands yet. So from an attic in Amstelveen, they started this agency. And then at that time in the Netherlands, you had the shared service centers coming in. iOmega, Sun Microsystems, Food Locker. Those are companies you probably know by name. Cisco, Nike, and they had shared service centers. They needed people with fluency in certain languages.
Yeah.
So the first orders were like, do you have 5 French speakers, 5 this, 5 German? And from that on, we started to build up a nice talent pool database, so you say, candidates from junior to senior level. And now we're serving already so many SMEs, but also bigger companies who need people with language skills, but also who need people with expertise in English only. So yeah, at that time, the 99% of the people that came over was because of partner relationship.
Yeah.
And nowadays, you see people coming here for another job they were hired because there's a war on talent, and Netherlands is very attractive to start to work. So maybe they had another job, partner still, and they did education and stay in the Netherlands. which is for us very good, of course, international students coming to the Netherlands, doing their study and stay. And we can do a lot more there to let them stay, but that's another topic. And so on. And you have also certain companies who need very high expertise in hiring from abroad. So we see those candidates as well. And our talent pools like energy experts, those people are so scarce in the Netherlands that you need to hire from abroad. So what we see is Netherlands needs talent, and that talent is available in multilingual people who are here. And of course, also the Dutchies are signed in with us who speak multilingual languages. We include everybody, of course. Yeah. But it's so every time I get the chance to talk somewhere on a stage, I always say, please, Netherlands, stay open for multilingual talent because our companies need it, big and small.
Yeah, and that's I think sometimes we in terms of general we tend to forget that, right?
Yeah.
We see the problems, or sometimes we also invent a little bit problems. But the truth is that the Netherlands is a small country, and I think we have the need of being highly specialized and having this talent because we don't have a lot of land. We need to be very surgical, right? And accepting that, that talent can come from abroad. And you touched something that I find it really interesting because you talk about people coming to study to the Netherlands and staying.
Yeah.
But we saw a number of international students going down. So how do you see that in the future? What could be the consequences of that?
Yeah, so I think it's a shame. It was, of course, in the news that they wanted to reduce the number of international students for the universities because they cannot cope it. Well, I think the universities can cope that themselves. Yeah. And the studies are a bit less expensive here in the Netherlands. That's why it also attracts talent. But in a way, it's good to embrace that talent and let them study here, of course, as long as they can cope. But that was in the news as well, that they can. And then make sure that there's housing, that the flow of that is good, because a lot of those students we invest in, and also they can invest in us. And when we are at a fair, like expert jobs or things like that, they are queuing up really nice candidates, really good profiles, and they have not so much access to the workforce because they don't speak Dutch yet. Everybody's on the course and everybody's learning, but Dutch is like Japanese still. It takes a lot of time to learn it. So also, again, on those stages, if I'm there, I'm saying, if Dutch is not required, let it go and hire a multilingual speaker. Please, the talent is here. Be available for that.
But I also think that even so, I think is a difference between I know Dutch already and you hire me because I know Dutch, or you say, you know what, it's okay that you don't know the perfect Dutch, but I will put you in a Dutch environment.
Yeah,
that will go so much faster.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? So
definitely.
Also, if it's a talent, it's a talent.
Yeah, exactly. And therefore, and more companies are aware of that. They are open for it. But still, if you post your role in Dutch, say Dutch English required, people are not reacting because they don't feel confident. And of course, they learn it the fastest on the work floor. You can make sure they learn it by training. We also, when we make a placement, we offer training skills. Of course, it's the first startup. That's you can come in with different levels, but that also we are there for to make sure to people stay a long time, and and there also the government is giving subsidies for that, so there are multiple ways to go. Yeah, there are possibilities, but first you have to rethink as a company. Okay, we are such a Dutch environment. Will it fit in the lunch table? Well, those are minor problems. Just go, and it makes the work nice. The inclusion and the diversity is nice for companies.
Yeah, and I think it's also at least I speak for myself, having a Dutch family, because I'm the only immigrant in my family. I feel like Dutch people are my whole family changed because of also what I brought in. I
Yeah,
never felt this resistance from my Dutch family to things that for me, for instance, simple things like the dinner table, you know what I mean, or the lunch table. Now my Dutch family does full lunch, you know what I
yeah,
mean, like with a full lunch, like very Portuguese style, because they were open to that. I never felt like the Dutch people were close to me. I felt them much more curious than close.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I think maybe it's a company worry that doesn't make any sense because people are not like that. So it's more like a theoretical problem for companies, do you think?
Yeah, I think too. We had Undutchables as well. We have like 21 or
Yeah,
20
you have a
different
lot of
nationalities
yeah,
because, of course, we represent the market. So all
yeah,
our recruiters are internationals as well. And it makes the different views and the sides for people is so nice to have. And we do a lot of webinars and explanations together with speakers to explain how to deal with a diverse workforce and how to make sure they all are aligned, and those are such interesting topics to step into if you are just becoming more international as a company.
yeah. I think you are touching something that I find it different in what how you work. Because you really provide a service. So you are not
Yeah,
only, I never, when I speak about you, Undutchables, I never speak about you only exclusive recruitment
yeah,
because you also provide, like you do workshops, you do webinars to support companies, to support candidates. So
yeah.
you don't go and, oh, I'm going to put a person here. That's
No, that's
not what you do.
correct. Yeah, that's correct. And of course, because we are in this niche market, our candidates need extra guidance. It's nice to explain how to have a land on the Dutch labor market, what to encounter. So we give workshops indeed.
Yeah.
We make sure for the HR managers, we always have an expert talk. So we explain new laws, labor law, can we still hire freelance, how to deal with diverse workforce, how to make sure your talent also reaches the top, because it's generally known that multilinguals in a Dutch work environment don't speak up like the Dutchies maybe would do. So
Yeah.
how to deal with that, that the talent will grow. Oh, there's so many topics to talk about. And also the 17th of April, we'll have a new webinar up. So,
Okay.
and it's online, so people can sign up for that with a DNA expert who's available there. But yeah, we always do that besides
The
our products, which is temporary contracting, secondment,
yeah,
direct placement, so people can be hired straight away at the company, or on the UConnect website for freelancers.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a new. I'm there. I received the when started and why that new product from the freelancers? Why that? What was the mindset of creating that?
Yeah, we wanted to make sure we are a one-stop shop for multilingual people and candidates to find a job in the Netherlands. Now, for Undutchables, we are together with the ABU, which is the collective bargaining of temporary workers. So we follow all the laws and guides for temporary workers, which is the laws which are in place in the Netherlands is, of course, temporary contracting and secondment, which is more project-based. And now, direct recruitment is wervingsselectie, finder's fee, and then the candidates place at the client. And we always do aftercare. But
Yeah.
that's that. And as an agency, you are not allowed to allocate freelancers. That's a different sport. So it's very good to realize that freelance is complete. Everybody knows probably, but it's a different kind of sport. So the platform you connect is connecting the clients with the freelancer, and then
Right.
they work directly with each other. Yeah,
Oh,
so it's separate in that sense. And the Dutchables for the temporary contract and the secondment, we arrange recruitment service from A to Z, and we make sure that we arrange the contracts.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
for
do
because
the full process.
the full process. And when you are on a temporary working contract with Undutchables and with any agency who has together with the collective bargaining agreement of temporary workers, so check if they are with
Yeah,
ABU or
exactly.
NBBU. Yeah.
Make sure
So
that, because I think that's the thing, is that of course, in any moment, when you have people from abroad that maybe don't know exactly what this is all
yeah,
about,
yeah,
can be that you connect with an agency that is not following all the rules, right?
exactly.
So what people need to pay attention, say it again, please. A, B,
Yeah, it's ABU. It's a union
ABU.
for temporary workers, and
Okay.
it's agencies like us are connected with that. So we follow their collective bargaining agreement for temporary workers, which is aligned with unions and social security in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
And so if an untouchables person gets a contract at client B, then they get a contract from untouchables, and it's leaning on the collective bargaining agreement,
Yeah.
and they get their own little law book with all the laws, what to do with short leave, how does it work with pension, how, it's all set in stone. And we um, get it. They check us every 2 times or 1 time a year to see if everything is correct, that we pay all the taxes to the tax office in the right way. So if you have an agency together with the ABU or
ABU.
NABU, then you're fine. And also soon they will start with the law BTTA, which is uh, Act on Admission for the Provision of Workers.
Yeah.
So that's sort of a certificate. They are in the making of that, a certificate that you are okay to allocate people to companies.
Because I think that's important, because if someone comes from another country, and we know that sometimes also, for instance, if I speak for Portugal, sometimes the law is a little bit tricky. So
Yeah,
sometimes people also, by the country they come, they think, oh, maybe this is normal,
yeah,
because in their
exactly. And
own
then,
country is not very clear.
yeah,
So I think it's important to know that in the Netherlands is
yeah,
a law. People need to be registered, companies need to be registered, and
exactly.
they are, let's say, how do you say, they have to respect, because
Yeah,
you receive visitors to
yeah,
make sure that you are doing it
yeah,
well.
yeah.
So
And that's
people pay
and
attention.
when yeah, exactly. And when they come and check us, it's also helpful to check with them if we did everything correct. So
Yeah,
it's both
exactly. It's
ways.
both, yeah,
Yeah,
if any,
yeah,
sometimes if it's something change, and if we are doing this in a proper way.
yeah,
So I think that is a good point for people to pay attention and
yeah,
see where you are going, also to look for a
yeah,
new job and
yeah.
things like that.
And recently they changed the law with equal payments. So we were very busy with that. And so therefore, like I said, it's always learning new things.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you
So
are also, I think, yeah, by the changes that the country goes through, then you also need to adapt the law and change the rules. And
of
so you
course,
are
yeah,
always
yeah,
on check, let's say.
yeah, exactly. The equal payment comes actually from the European Union,
Yeah,
because the Netherlands is the only country who has the flex law. And the flex law allows agencies like us, who are together with an ABU, they have union appointments, and they um, working correctly for according to the book.
yeah,
But they still see they find that then, yeah, equal payment is something that needs to be arranged,
yeah,
which the ABU and the unions started to work on already, because we are pro equal payments.
yeah.
Uh, so in that sense, we are helping the client
To
to
do
arrange that. So,
uh,
for example, if a candidate works at, now let's say Cisco, I don't know,
X.
and X,
X
and
University.
the payment is exactly the same as a person who's hired directly in that spot. And that makes also the transition when you work when they
When
can
you
hire you on
pass,
a direct
yeah,
contract. That makes the transition smoothly because everything is the same, which is of course a puzzle in the beginning. But we
yeah.
guide our clients together to make sure we
But
fill in
that's
everything correct and we do everything correct.
But that's
So
the thing, is that when I think it's so important to get because I see that sometimes people have these agencies, doesn't matter, we are not going to put names on it, but they just get the person, you know, and is no follow-up, is no continuity on the process. And that makes things always more complicated. Not only people sometimes don't get what they deserve, but also for the company is always trouble, I think.
Yeah, for companies, I would definitely say if often there's scarcity, so demand of people, and then you need people quick. And
Yeah,
if you work with an agency, make sure you know what's in the 50 or 60 or 40, what's in the price, what will they pay, what will go to the
yeah.
candidate, what will go to the company. And make sure you check everything, and preferably make sure you choose an agency with ABU or MBBU
Yeah,
or
because also it's reputation,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
If you
because
are a
you think you
company,
do the right
yeah,
thing, but the candidate is not receiving the right
the right
money,
thing.
and
Yeah,
then you get this misunderstanding and the things that are going on in the news.
yeah,
But I can assure you that agencies, together with these union I just mentioned a couple of times,
yeah.
ABU,
Maybe
are
you.
fine. Yeah,
They are safe and
yeah,
fine. Okay,
fine. Yeah, yeah,
so let's go a little bit to the what is happening in the market.
yeah,
Because of course we see all this. Sometimes I go like, whoa, I see a lot of movement, people, going out of companies and entering other companies and things like that. I hear that is more candidates than requests from companies, so that places. Well, sometimes I like, but I also see companies putting a lot of, of needs. So what is really going on?
And overall, what is going on is that the match with the roles that are open is not in sync.
Yeah,
That I hear from bigger companies, they need technical people, they need AI, digital specialists, and the people that are in the market are not suitable for that.
yeah,
Therefore, I think again, hire those international talents from the university so you can train them. So yeah, for bigger companies, that's of course a solution they can straight away implement. They have training and they can train on the job. But smaller companies would like somebody with experience, so they first check if there's somebody available with all the 5 legs. But it's important to look carefully at the job description. What do I need? And if you have candidates, make sure you see the potential because it's more skills
Yeah,
based
the other
now.
day, a friend of mine was sharing with me and said, Ligia, what do I do with this? Because was a
Mhm.
company asking an AI uh, technical transformation, whatever,
Yeah,
with 5 years of experience.
yeah, it's
Like,
just there in our eyes. Yeah,
don't have people
no,
with 5 years of experience in AI. Hello. So sometimes I feel like this uh, offers are also a little bit delusional.
yeah. I think now and then you have the fact that, but that's another discussion that women don't react on roles which
Yeah,
maybe have 5 things they cannot do,
yeah.
and men just try. But I would like to say to everybody,
Just go.
just yeah, apply if you think you're suitable. Because companies set up a job description. We often discuss also the roles with the client to
Yeah,
say, okay, that's the first step, of course. What is really needed? What are you looking for? And half the times the job description changes quite a lot. And I'm
yeah,
like, okay, if what is out there is often more or less what is needed, but there's
but
always room
yeah,
for a change. So if you're technical, if you have a certain, if you feel the overall lines are good, react.
yeah,
And yeah, nowadays you have, of course, agencies or companies who are using AI in between. Don't worry too much about that. Make sure you follow up on the system. We also work with AI to make to do for low
deal with
value
yeah,
administration work to make sure that the recruiters get more time to talk live to you,
yeah.
and then they find out that what is missing and what could be why it still could be a match. So yeah,
I think, and I'm a fan of AI. Don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
I think it's a tool. and I see it as a very nice tool. But I think that when you want talent, you need to talk with people.
Yeah, and that's
like, right?
Yeah,
So
that's will always stay. Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
a it's not a lot that AI can do in that field, because like you were saying, and I think so relevant, you need to see the potential.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
not only what is there.
yeah. Yesterday I was at a technical fair, and it's all about how do you train your AI assistant to make sure the talent is not kept outside.
Yeah.
But there are so many prompts and scripts available that a good company would make sure that the door is not closed, but goes into another funnel to discuss further later on, but maybe not for that role yet, but will. So also for us, it's at the moment purely for low value administration. So recruiters have more time to speak directly with the candidates, and more and more is available, and it's so nice. It makes works just speed while and high tech, high touch. So it just makes the time that you can speak to different talent a lot more, because the rest is done automatically. And
Yeah.
it's not a door closed, but it's maybe another funnel. And then you follow up on that funnel and call these candidates to see what we do have available, or might be what else might be
Yeah.
available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I'm in terms of recruitment, I'm very critical. Maybe because I did it for so many years, I'm very critical. And what I see is that also, if people want talent, they need to go away from the script.
Yeah.
So when I see, for instance, and sometimes people, they come to me and they say, Ligia, I had an interview, and I said, okay, but how was that? And I know the questions that were made, because, well, the person went to a script. And I go like, well, I think that if you really want a good talent, you also need to go away from the script. And recruitment needs to be done with people that like people.
Yeah.
They like to talk to people, right? And,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
right. So
Yeah.
how many people you see in, or not only you, of course, but the team? Because I know that, for instance, you have a lot of open days.
Yeah.
And people can just go to your office and meet
Yeah.
someone, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So how that works, how do you make that? I know also, I know you and a lot of people in your team, and I know that you are people. So you
Definitely.
really
Yeah.
like to talk with people, and you go to a lot of fairs and things like that. But how that works, how do you see that happening?
That will continue, and that's very necessary in the line of work. And also when we hire a recruiter, it's sort of an idea we have on the CV, but it's more the person.
Yeah.
And that we check in the interviews, of course. And indeed, that stays necessary. You need to like people, need to talk to people. When we do those walk-ins, we make sure we have sort of speed dates. We talk to everybody, but it's also good to talk with each other, build your network as a candidate. We see that the candidates need a lot of guidance indeed on the labor market, and also access to the labor market. And I wish we had thousands of vacancies to fill for them, but of course we need vacancies for that, and agencies, and we are working on that. Of course, that's our
Ongoing thing, right?
ongoing thing and the niche
Yeah.
we are in. So we always stay available, needed for clients to check with us if we have that special talent, because
Yeah.
we have. It's so nice,
Yeah.
especially when a candidate, a client goes international and they need the first French or German speaker in the team. It's really nice to help these clients to onboard their first international or multilingual.
Do you think that because what I sometimes, for instance, my oldest daughter got her first interview, you know what I mean? And she went, and she got the job, was nice, but she had a team dynamic, so it was a group dynamic, and then with particular small interviews.
Yeah.
And she said to me that, well, was nice because not only I had the interview, but I also met some potential colleagues, right?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
already met some people that are like, oh, this person is nice. Da, da, da. But do you think that in general, also the candidates are getting a little bit more, how do you say, shy and avoiding, for instance, to go to these open doors that you have and open days that people just can jump in? Do you think that that's something that people are avoiding these days?
Nou ja, it's obviously general, well-known agencies are less communicative, less
Yeah,
open, and don't dare to call that quick
yeah,
and so, but it's getting more and more that people are going to real meetings because it gets picking up after Corona still.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
been
it's still
ages
picking up.
ago,
Yeah,
but it's picking up. But I do hear what you say. I think that for all the candidates out there, make sure you show yourself. I mean, more and more HR managers get trained to just look for the potential and skills based and not follow the script and look to the person. Can this person be trained? Is it bright and energetic? And that's for a lot of companies enough. Okay, not if you want to be a doctor who needs to speak Dutch. That's a
yeah.
different line of
Different thing. Yeah,
sport. But for other nice roles, technical, digital, energetic, motivated, open, communicative, and that's so important. So yeah, if people feel that they need training on that, make sure you train yourself for that because clients would like to see who I do I get in the house and after that becomes the package because it's a candidate market still. I would like
yeah,
to work from home on my own.
yeah.
um, I would like this. That's okay, but as long as they see you first as a person who is adding value and
Yeah, I think it is someone that is ready to show up,
yeah,
right? Because I personally, as a company as myself, I don't want someone only to do the task
no,
because
no
that
more and
yeah.
think along.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah, I want someone, for instance, sometimes the other day I had an interview with a person that wants to do an internship. And I also sometimes think, and she said to me, oh, I said, okay, what are you expecting? And she said to me, oh, I'm expecting to that my responsibility grows along the way. And I was a little bit puzzled, and I said, okay, but sorry, how long is the stage?
yeah,
Because I, in my head, was 3 months, and I thought maybe I saw it wrong.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, how long is the stage? And she says 3 months, and I'm like, well, in 3 months, I'm not expecting that your responsibility grows. Sorry, right? And she was looking at me like, oh, and she said, oh, maybe that's not what I meant. And like, okay, let's say what is really possible.
Yeah, that's
So, but I'm not seeing 3 months as a possibility of the responsibility to grow, spend not in an internship. But I said to her, I want someone that challenges me.
yeah,
I don't want an internship that comes and says, oh, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
No,
Like, no, ask me questions,
yeah.
because that makes me think. And I think this is valid for any role, right?
Exactly.
Or I'm
Especially
totally
when you're
wrong.
fresh out of university, you have the new latest knowledge.
Yeah,
Challenge the company, bring your ideas, do that, and more companies are open for that and have sort of mentoring peer up and down mentoring peers. So that's really good. But yeah, make sure you tell that as well in interviews that you really would like to help the company moving forward, even in this role and later
yeah,
invest, show what you would like to invest. It's very important. Yeah.
yeah. So just we are getting to that point, and of course we could be talking about this forever
Yeah.
because it's so many touching points.
Yeah.
But just to make sure also of the time and your time, um, what is at this moment the main thing that candidates need to pay attention to? Like, what will be, I don't say advice, but some points that hey, if you take care of this, maybe you are in a more higher possibility of getting what you want in terms of job.
Yeah, it's not always the old-fashioned way of just sending your CV. It's different tools and platforms you need to sign up to. So I think whatever you come across, not only via agencies, but also if you recruit directly, make sure everything is clear. Do you have a work permit? Do you have a non-orientation year? Is it clear for the company that hires you what will be the next step? Because we didn't talk about that, but Netherlands still has very good work permit rulings still. So for you, just to explain quickly, if you are out of university, you get an orientation year, you can work for any salary, normal salary, minimum salary and more, of course, but you know what I mean, not a certain high salary.
Yeah.
But you can start anyway, and then in that year you can find a company who can sponsor you, and that lower salary criteria can climb with you, and also when you're 30 it stays with you, and you can just climb and build up your career. That's such a good ruling, but not a lot of companies don't know. So if it's not clear on your CV and you are from a non-European country and you're looking for a job, it's straight away difficult, don't understand. Next. And that's something you need to pay attention to somewhere make sure in the process that what your situation is.
Yeah.
Also, what are your intentions, what you would like to learn, what you can bring, why you think the company is interesting is still all the same, but show a bit more of yourself. And as soon as language skills, that you are learning Dutch is very important, even though you don't speak it yet, make sure you tell them you're learning Dutch. You maybe live all the way in Friesland together with your parents-in-law, but you are willing to work in the Randstad. Explain your plan. Yeah. It's very important because there can be so many little things that say, oh no, too far away, which is not the case. You're just temporarily living there. So make sure that all those things are clear. And then in the interview, when you're there, make sure you show a bit of yourself. And but maybe I'm a little bit older, only working from home or one day when you just start is not handy. You need to be willing to invest in the company culture, company team spirit, and make sure you get that energy along to build on this job. And then maybe later you can say, okay, maybe a couple of days from home. But a lot of companies have hybrid
they have already
policies anyway. But to start with that in the interview in the beginning is not necessarily energetic, because you need to show first that you are willing to invest in the ins and outs of a company.
Yeah, and I think sometimes, for example, sometimes I say this to my daughters, like I'm not a good example for you because I'm in a position that you cannot ask for yet. Yeah, you need to do, for instance, I don't know how you started, but I started in doing everything that no one wanted to do in the HR department with my internship, you know what I mean? So it's like, that's the way to start. So you need to be also aware that, it will be great to have a salary X and Y. You are still not there. So people need to
invest
sometimes a little bit on the delusional that, okay, let's go for the perfect thing. And now for the side of the companies, what do you think that should be or is the best way to approach all this market right now and the situation that is right now?
Yeah, I think it's very important to very good discuss with your team and with the HR and the hiring managers and everyone. What are we looking for? Is the profile still suitable for what we're looking for? When it's out there, people are analyzing every bit, and maybe your talent is not reacting on your job profile. So it's very good to make sure that's very well written, but also make sure the doors open for different sort of talents. And I don't care how you do it with AI or because if you make the assistant perfect, it will give you 2 pipelines with people, and then make sure you talk to them. And like I was saying in the beginning, if you say like there is no talent, there is talent.
Yeah.
In our talent pool.
Yeah.
There is talent speaking English plus multiple languages. What more do you want?
Yeah, exactly. What more do you want? Like, I think that's the point, is that is the place that you are looking for.
Yeah.
Is where are you looking for? And
Yeah.
and that is going to make a huge difference. And also not only looking for that talent, but getting more support. Because I think, for instance, the discussions that you have about, is this really what you need? Is because some people are like, okay, let's put the function here. No,
Yeah. Out there and see who reacts. Yeah.
no, that's not the way to do it. You're going to lose a lot of time, a lot of money, and probably also getting the responses. You go like, oh, no talent. No, 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 no.
Yeah, exactly. So it's very good for HR managers within the companies to align with the hiring manager, like I just said, but also to get the noses the same way, to make sure that you're open for fresh talent or other talent or multilingual talent, because it's good to have a diverse team, because it is, I always don't know how to say that in English.
Say it in Dutch.
It's it's sort of in theory they say you get more results and in the end more profit when you have different opinions on certain policies in the company.
Yeah. I think perspective is everything.
Yeah.
And I can for myself, I can think about many times that someone said something that I never thought before.
Exactly. Gives you new
And totally
perspectives.
new, like, whoa, my God, how that was out there and I didn't realize. So, and that's where we can grow.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. And that, of course, can be disrupting, but if you have a good mentoring setup and good way of working with that, then you get even more and better ideas because you challenge each other.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can only say it's good to have multilingual people in the house.
Yes, and exactly. So I want to appreciate this conversation. I think we can have a lot of conversations along this
Go
one.
on forever, yeah.
So many topics. But I think this first conversation already gave a little bit on the scenario. And I think you said so many important things. What people need to pay attention. We want that everyone gets, the place that they feel comfortable at home, they feel welcome, but also fair. So pay attention to with whom you connect. Look for the right partner, I think, in recruitment, because that is where your company, is going to be based. So if you don't do that well, maybe you have a problem in the future. So
exactly. So
right. So spend some time, connect with people that are doing this for a long time. Experience makes a lot of difference. I know that sometimes like, no, let's keep it like that. Experience brings a lot of different things, but also experience connected with continuous learning. And that's what you do in Undutchables. So if someone is looking for a great partner, I recommend you because I know how you work and I trust the process. So thank you so much for this conversation. I hope that anyone that's here also feel a little bit more enlightened for this conversation. And most probably we see each other again.
That would be nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a nice day. Thank you. Bye.